Hidden in Jordan's crimson cliffs, Petra was once lost to the world, vanished like a mirage. For centuries, locals spoke of stone temples swallowed by desert winds. But few believed it truly existed. Until an explorer, driven by whispers and wonder, followed a Bedouin guide through a narrow canyon and emerged before an ancient city carved from rock itself. Who were the people that built this marvel, and why did they vanish? The Nabataeans weren't just desert nomads. They were master engineers and traders, building Petra as their capital around the 4th century BC. They carved temples and tombs directly into sandstone cliffs, controlled vital trade routes, and harvested water in one of the driest places on Earth. This wasn't a mirage. It was an empire of ingenuity, rising in silence between Arabia and Rome. Al-Khazneh, the treasury, looms like a mirage at the end of the Sick, its facade 40 meters high. Some say it once held Pharaoh's gold. Others believe it's a royal tomb, built to awe gods and mortals alike. Every column, every carving tells a story, Greek influence etched by Arab hands. And yet, the true purpose of this masterpiece remains a haunting mystery. Petra's rise was swift, but so was its fall. As Rome tightened its grip, trade routes shifted. And Petra, once bustling with life, began to fade into silence. Earthquakes shattered its aqueducts, and by the 8th century it was abandoned. The desert reclaimed it, until it became just a legend carved in sand and memory. In 1812, a Swiss explorer named Johann Burckhardt disguised himself as an Arab pilgrim. He had heard of a lost city, hidden deep within Jordan's valleys. Guided by a local, he played his role carefully. And when he emerged into Petra's heart, he stood frozen, breathless, as centuries of silence unraveled before his eyes. In a land where rain is rare and rivers vanish into dust, Petra thrived because of its water mastery. The Nabataeans carved channels, dams, and cisterns right into the rock, capturing flash floods and storing water year-round. This wasn't survival. It was strategy, brilliance, and vision etched into stone. Their technology let a desert bloom into a capital. Petra was not just a city, it was sacred ground. High on mountain peaks, the Nabataeans built places of worship for Dashara, their main god, and Al-Azza, the goddess of fertility. Altars still stand where priests once poured libations into carved stone basins. Even now, the wind seems to echo with forgotten prayers. A divine silence, lingering in sandstone temples. The stone facades of Petra aren't silent, they speak across centuries. From towering tombs to modest homes, each carving tells a story. Lions, eagles, gods, and kings, all frozen mid-roar, mid-prayer, mid-rule. The Nabataeans left no written history, only these visual echoes. And in them we glimpse their beliefs, their ambitions, and the human desire to be remembered. Legends speak of Queen Shakalath, wife of King Aratas IV, ruler during Petra's golden age. She wasn't just a royal consort, she was a diplomat, a strategist, and a face on Nabataean coins. While her story has faded in the sands of time, the presence of powerful women is etched in Petra's walls, in carvings, in trade records, and perhaps in spirit. In 106 AD, Rome annexed Petra into its growing empire. The city changed, but didn't crumble. Roman arches rose beside Nabataean tombs. Amphitheaters echoed with new voices, and columns marched across the desert stage. Petra adapted. Yet beneath the Roman facade, Nabataean identity still pulsed. Quiet, defiant, and carved deep into the stone. Beyond Petra's main paths lies Ad Deir, the monastery. It's even larger than Al-Khazneh, yet harder to reach. Sitting 800 rock-cut steps above the city floor. Its massive facade stuns in silence. And for those who make the climb, a view unfolds that feels like stepping into heaven's own gate. Petra still guards her best secrets in high places. At night, Petra transforms. By candlelight, the sick glows like fire frozen in stone. Music rises, echoing against ancient walls, as shadows dance across carvings older than most civilizations. Visitors sit in silence before Al-Khazneh, bathed in soft light and haunting flute songs. In those moments, the city lives again. Whispering stories the stars remember. The sick isn't just an entrance, it's a story. Etched into its walls are relics of forgotten gods and channels that once guided sacred water. Few notice the sculpture of a camel's legs, half erased by time, or the footprints of ancient pilgrims pressed into stone. The deeper you look, the more Petra speaks, not loudly, but in sacred whispers. Beauty in Petra wasn't gold or silk, it was symmetry, balance, and grace. Nabataean art reflected ideal harmony. Friezes balanced on each side, eyes drawn to central figures. Temples built to mirror the desert horizon. Even in death, tombs followed sacred geometry, aligning with the sun, seasons, and stars. To them, beauty was order, and order was divine. All across Petra, guardian figures stand frozen in stone, half human, half divine. Some wear crowns, others hold staffs or sacred animals. They're not Roman, not Greek, not fully Arab. They're Nabataean hybrids of culture and faith. Each one was carved to watch, to protect, to remind the living of unseen worlds surrounding them. Even eroded by centuries, they still command awe. Petra flourished not from war, but from scent. Frankincense, myrrh, spices, and silk passed through its gates, taxed by Nabataean kings, enriching the city. They controlled caravan routes from Yemen to Damascus. Every drop of perfume, every bolt of cloth, turned to gold here. Petra was a marketplace of gods and empires. How did a people with no empire, no army, build one of the world's greatest wonders? The Nabataeans mastered the art of staying hidden, of building into the land instead of on it. Their temples didn't rise to conquer. They melted into cliffs. Every structure was a whisper, not a shout. A monument to quiet genius. In the 4th century, disaster struck. A massive earthquake shattered Petra's water systems and temples. The lifeblood of the city spilled into the sand. The Nabataeans, already absorbed by Rome, began to disappear. Not in war, but in silence. Petra was not destroyed, it was abandoned. And for over 1,000 years, the desert kept its secret. Today, Petra is no longer lost. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site, a new wonder of the world, drawing millions from every corner of Earth. It's appeared in movies, books, dreams. But beyond the tourists and camera flashes, Petra's spirit still waits, ancient, proud, and whispering to those who truly listen. Long before tourists arrived, the Bedouins called Petra home. They lived in the caves, guided explorers, and passed down legends. Even after being relocated in the 1980s, many still return to honor their ancestors and the spirits of the stone. For them, Petra isn't a relic. It's family. It breathes with memory and speaks in dreams. They call it the Rose-Red City, not just for the stone, but for the stories etched within it. Every crack holds a memory of builders, traders, mothers, priests. The red sandstone glows at sunset, as if the past still flickers beneath the surface. Petra isn't just seen, it's felt. It's a place that remembers you. Petra teaches us that greatness doesn't always roar. Sometimes it carves itself in silence and waits. It teaches us that beauty can bloom in harsh places, and that memory, like stone, endures. The Nabataeans may be gone, but their wisdom still flows through every carved channel, whispering to anyone willing to listen. Petra echoes in more than stone. It echoes in poetry, art, longing, and awe. It's inspired explorers and emperors, filmmakers and philosophers. It's more than a city, it's a question. How did something so grand become forgotten? And what else might lie buried, waiting to be heard? As Layla walks away, she turns once more. The sun has dipped low, casting Petra in amber gold. She doesn't speak, she doesn't need to. This city, once silent, has told its story. But Petra isn't finished. Its stones still breathe. Its secrets still wait. And for those who return, it always has more to show. Only 15% of Petra has been uncovered. Beneath the sand lie thousands of untouched structures. Homes, shrines, chambers lost to time. Archaeologists believe entire districts remain buried, waiting for the right hands, the right questions. Petra is not a ruin. It's a library, and its most powerful chapters remain unread. Imagine the sounds that once filled Petra. Hooves on stone, traders bargaining in a dozen tongues. Prayers rising with incense into mountain air. Now only wind and footfalls remain. But listen closely. The echoes are still there. Not loud. Just waiting for silence. Though their names are lost. The Nabataeans left behind more than monuments. Their roads became highways. Their water systems inspired empires. And their city, carved by patience, still humbles all who walk through it. Legacy isn't about conquest. It's about what remains when time forgets your name, but remembers your work. Many Petra temples align with celestial events. Sunrises at solstice, moon phases marking sacred days. The Nabataeans were astronomers as much as architects. To them, the heavens were part of the blueprint. Stand at Al-Khazneh during winter's dawn, and the sun strikes its heart like a secret handshake from the sky. They built for both earth and eternity. Petra doesn't offer easy answers. It offers questions carved in stone, waiting for explorers, dreamers, believers. Not everyone will hear its voice, but those who do never forget. So if you ever stand in the sick heart pounding, and the treasury rises like a vision, know this. You've just begun. You don't need to be an archaeologist to understand Petra. You just need to be still. Its stones speak to those who stop long enough to listen. They speak in light, shadow, silence, and scale. They tell you that beauty can be carved, that time can be kind, and that even forgotten places can remember you. Centuries ago, Petra was buried, by wind, by sand, by silence. But dust doesn't erase, it preserves. What was hidden became protected, and what seemed lost returned stronger. Not as a city, but as a symbol that time forgets nothing. Not greatness, not faith, not stone. Petra has no written history, no scrolls, no great library. Its voice is not in books, it's in stone. That's why it lingers. Because you have to feel it, not read it. It asks nothing but wonder. And in return, it gives perspective. On silence, on time. And on what truly lasts. Petra waits for no one. But it welcomes those who seek, who listen, who wonder. Its secrets are not hidden, they're simply patient. And if you feel the pull of red stone and ancient winds, follow it. Let the desert guide you. Let Petra speak. And if you haven't yet, Subscribe now, because the next wonder is always one story away.